Arts strengthens our culture. It brightens our lives. And it is where we find hope. Come and join us in celebrating the National Arts Month 2022 with the theme, Sining ng Pag-asa.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gap where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello mathletes from all over the Philippines. Once again po, welcome po sa ating DepEd ETUlay online tutorial, kung saan nga ay ating itutuloy ang pagkatuto ng bawat batang Pilipino sa Mathematics 10. Dito po sa Math 10, makakasama po natin si Tutor Joy. Hello Tutor Joy, kumusta po? Tutor Joy? Tutor Joy? Opo, habang hinihintay natin si Tutor Joy, kumusta po ang lahat? Binabati ko po ang mga mathletes natin. Nandiyan si Angelica, si Gerald, Kiana, Diana. We also have Jay, Jana, Eliza, and Junella. Oh, hello Tutor Joy, kumusta po?
Hi Tutor Roel! Happy Friday, happy Matalino Day po sa inyo at sa iyo Tutor Roel. Isa na namang bagong araw kung saan tayo ay matututo. Diba? At ngayon po pala ay holiday, no, Tutor Roel?
Yes, today is a special non-working holiday wherein we are commemorating the EDSA People Power Revolution. Aside sa National Arts Month po ngayon, di ba? Okay.
Yes, Tutor.
Alam ko po excited ngayon ang mga mathletes natin. Di ba? So, ngayon kaya ano yung pag-aaralan natin? Alam ko bagong lesson naman ang madidiscuss po natin ngayon. This time, si Tutor Joy naman yung mag-present sa inyo ng bagong lesson at sa assessment or quick test challenge, ako naman bahala sa inyo. Okay? Sa last time pala, nagbigay ng quick check challenge. Sino kaya yung mathlete natin na marirecognize this week? Sino kaya yung Tutor Joy?
Ayan, Tutor Roel. So, may mga estudyante po tayo, mga mathletes na sumubok na sumagot sa ating weekly challenge. At for week 1 ng third quarter, drum rolls, ang ating mathlete of the week ay walang iba kundi si Regine Orpiana from Antipolo National High School, Camarines Sur. Palakpakan naman po tayo.
Okay, congratulations po Regine Orpiana. Alam naman natin na may mga sumubok din sumagot sa Math Challenge. Next week, pwedeng hindi lang isa yung may feature natin, pwedeng dalawa or tatlo, di ba po? Aside sa Mathlete of the Week, again, every week, i-feature din natin ang mga supportive teacher po natin. At isa na nga dyan ay sino po siya? Si Teacher SP Ventura from Culiat High School, Quezon City. Hello po sa iyo, Ma'am SP.
Wow!
Meets from
Okay, Ma'am SP.
Okay, so this time, another lesson yung ituturo sa inyo ni Tutor Joy. Once again, ako po si Tutor Well from SDO Camarines Sur, your math coach in Math 10. Tutor Joy, take it away.
Thank you, Tutor Roel. And once again, this is Teacher Joy from SDO Caloocan City, your math fairy. So let's start. Kung kayo'y handa na, ang ating week 2 topic ay tungkol sa permutation of identical objects and circular permutation. So konting warm up lang. In our comment section, can you please type, mathletes, ano ba yung natutunan natin last week? Sige nga, patingin nga ng mga sagot ninyo. Kindly type in our comment section. Ayan. Ayan, maraming nagsha-shoutout, no? So, sige nga, pakitype sa ating comment section kung ano ang topic. Yan, tama. Permutation. So, today, mathletes, this will be about permutation of identical objects. So kung ano yun at ano rin yung circular permutation, matututunan natin yan ngayong araw. And credits po for our reference. This is from DepEd Cordillera Administrative Region. We are using now the Mathematics Quarter 3 Module 27. Yan, thank you po, DepEd Cordillera Administrative Region. So for today, our objectives are the following. First is to illustrate the permutation of identical objects and circular permutation. And next is, of course, to solve problems involving permutation of identical objects and circular permutation. Ayan. Mathletes, are you ready? We have now this topic ready, so let's get started. So I want you to observe these two words. We have the word love and the word none. Can you cite any observation from these two words? Sige nga po sa ating chat box. Anong na-observe nyo? Do they have common characteristics? Yung letters nila? Ayan, ready na daw si Regine or Piana from the comment section. So love and none. What do you observe about these two words? Yan, tama. Both of them contain 4 letters. Yan, both of them contain 4 letters. L-O-V-E and O-N-E. And both of them also contain letters O and E. But here we can observe, yan, galing ni Gerald Cultivo. They are both consisted of 4 letters. Tama yan, nak? And here, the word love, the letters in the word love are distinct. So, anong ibig sabihin ng distinct, Coach Joy or Tutor Joy? When we say distinct, magkakaiba. However, when we compare it to the word none, the letters in the word none are not distinct. Why is it so? The words or the word none has letters that are not distinct because of this letter N. So, we can observe that letter N appears twice or ginamit ng 2 beses yung letter N sa word na none. And why are we trying to observe this kind of scenario? Because just like last week when we learned about permutation, ina-arrange natin yung mga letters, di ba? We experience those kind of problems. And when we encounter this kind of situation, 2-letter N here will actually affect the number of ways we can arrange the letters of the word. And when that happens, we are actually talking about what we call permutation of identical objects. Identical kasi merong pagkakaparehas. Okay, when we're talking about permutation of identical objects, we need to recall, sinabi natin nung nakaraang week, permutation is used to indicate ordered arrangement of objects. Meaning, we are arranging objects at binibigyan natin ng halaga yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga objects na to. And I want to emphasize identical. When we're talking about permutation of identical objects, we are actually referring to problems na commonly ang tawag natin ay permutations with repetition. So I want you to take note of that. Permutations with repetition, mathletes. Okay, sabi natin yung word na none, there are 4 letters in this word and there are 2 letter N. Now, observe this. If we try to switch the 2 letter N, yung first tsaka yung third N, did we change the word? Yes or no? Sige nga, sa comment section po, did we change the word? Okay, hindi. Therefore, even though we switch the 2-letter N, the word is still N-O-N-E or none. it means that these two arrangement are considered one arrangement only. Isa lang ang bilang nila. So that's the idea of permuting identical objects. So let's have this example. How many ways can the letters in the word none be arranged? Do you have any idea? Can we have wild guess in our chat box? Yan. Sige nga, try natin kahit hindi pa natin tinuturo kung paano. Can you have or can you form a wild guess, an intelligent guess on how many ways can the letters in the word none be arranged? Tignan natin kung sino ang magko-comment sa ating comment section ng tamang sagot. Sige, any wild guess? Sabi ni Gerald, 6. How about the others? Yan. Sige. Send your answers, mathletes. Okay. May sumagot ng 10. Okay, tingnan natin. For this kind of problem wherein we're dealing with permutation of identical objects, ibig sabihin may magkakaparehang object, we have to consider this solution. First step is to get the permutation of the 4 letters. Tutor Joy, why is it 4 letters? Again, the word none is composed of 4 letters. And to get the permutation of 4 letters, recalling our lesson last week, that is 4 taken 4 at a time, or 4p4. Which is equivalent to 4 factorial or 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. But we have to take note that if we do this, kinukuha natin yung permutation ng 4 letters, pero kapag ganito lang ang naging procedure natin, meron tayong madodobleng bilang. Meron tayong words na mabubuo at doble ang bilang nun. So to avoid that mistake to happen, we proceed to second step. Anong second step? After getting the permutation of the 4 letters, yung pangalawang step is to get the permutation of the 4 letters, tapos i-divide natin yon dun sa number of ways that will arrange the repeated letter. Anong letter nga ulit yung na-arrange? Na-repeat rather? It's letter N. At ilang beses siya nag-appear? 2. So, yung repeated letter natin will have a permutation of 2 taken 2 at a time, or 2p2. Or simply 2 factorial, 2 times 1, or simply 2. Ano nga ang gagawin natin sa step 2? Divide yung 4 factorial which we formed in our first step, then we will divide it by 2 factorial na nanggaling naman dun sa permutation nung naulit na letter, and then we simplify. 4 factorial, mathletes, is 24, 2 factorial is 2, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. What does it mean? That therefore, there are 12 ways to arrange the letters of the word none. At tingnan natin to verify. We can actually use the listing method since small number pa lang naman ang problem na to, no? Yung sagot sa problem na to. So to verify that answer, we can actually list down. You will observe that in our words, yung mga na-form natin, may mga nauulit na word, so i-remove natin yon because we only have to consider one permutation of that kind or of that word. So, meron tayong 12 ways on how to arrange the letters of the word none. Okay? So, that's permutation of identical objects. Are we ready for the next one? Kung ready na, kindly press 1 in our chat box, in our comment section. Ayan, good afternoon po watching from San Mariano, SDO Isabela, si Angela Tagapan. Ayan, hello po sa mga taga Isabela. Okay, next, permutation of identical objects, example 2. Now, here is our second problem. How many distinguishable arrangements can be formed from the letters of the word pagpapakatao? Ayan, pagpapakatao. Sabi nga nila, no, ang daling maging tao pero ang hirap magpakatao. Right? So, let humanity be restored. And speaking of pagpapakatao, no, mga mathletes, we also include in our prayers yung mga kababayan natin at yung mga kapatid natin na nasa Europe, yung mga nasa gera ngayon, no, yung meron pong pinagdadaan ng war. So, let's pray na magkaroon na po ng world peace at ma-restore po yung pagpapakatao ng bawat isa. Okay, so Sabi nga natin, first step is to get the permutation of the letters in this word. Now, why is it 12 letters? Dahil meron tayong 12 letters na bumubuo sa word na pagpapakatao. P-A-G, P-A-P-A, K-A-T-A-O. There are 12 letters. But can you observe if there are identical objects here? Sige nga, in our comment section, mathletes, anong letters ang nauulit? Ayan, anong letters ang nauulit? Please type in the chat box. Anong letters ang nauulit sa pagpapakatao, sa word na pagpapakatao? Yes, correct. Letter P. What else aside from P? Okay, we also have A. So, tama, Gerald, Jazz, and Eliza. So, P is repeated, A is repeated. How many times does P appear here in the word pagpapakatao? Ilang beses? So, meron tayong 3 P at meron din tayong ilang A? Correct, meron tayong 5. So, for first step, we get the permutation of the 12 letters, and that is 12P12, or simply 12 factorial. Ano nga ang 12 factorial? It's 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 hanggang makarating sa times 1. Pero kapag kinuha natin yung 12 factorial lang, we have to take note again that we get the permutation of these letters, pero meron tayong mauulit na words. And then again, to avoid that mistake to happen, what we need to do is, excuse me, to have this second step. Ayan. So, second step is to get the permutation of the letters divided by the product of the number of ways to arrange the repeated letters. So, we have here 12 factorial divided by 3 factorial times 5 factorial. So, mathletes, saan galing ang 3 factorial? Saan po dito nanggagaling yung 3 P na nag-appear sa word na pagpapakatao. While 5 factorial is representing the number of A's appeared in the word pagpapakatao. May 3 letter P, may 5 letter A. So, let's try to solve. 12 factorial over 3 factorial times 5 factorial. That is actually, ang laki ng number. So, pwede tayong gumamit ng calculator today. That is 12 factorial when simplified is 479,1,600. At yung product naman po ng 3 factorial at 5 factorial ay 720. So that means dividing these two numbers will get 665,280. Ayan, very good. Nakapag-solve kagad si Mr. Cultivo, si Matlit Gerald. Ayan. So what does it mean? Let's interpret the answer that we get. This means that there are 665,280 ways to arrange the letter of the word pagpapakatao. Ayan. And we also have to take note of this, distinguishable permutation, kasi kanina ginamit natin yung term na yon. Distinguishable permutations are actually permutations that can be distinguished from one another. Pwede nating ma-distinguish ang isang bilang or isang arrangement dun sa isa pa. So, in the case of a number of things where each is different from the other, such as the letters in the word Baguio, there is no difference between the number of permutations and the number of distinguishable permutations. So halimbawa sa word na Baguio, class or mathletes, B-A-G-U-I-O, walang nauulit doon na letter, katulad lang yun ng mga inaral natin last week. Ibig sabihin, walang pinagkaiba yung number ng permutation doon sa number ng distinguishable permutation. Pero kung halimbawang na-encounter natin yung first two examples natin today, then there will be difference between the two. At kapag meron tayong ganong problem, distinguishable permutation of identical objects, we represent it in a formula tulad nito. So, n is the number of objects. We simply divide n factorial by the product of n sub 1 factorial, n sub 2 factorial, until n sub k factorial. Okay, anong ibig sabihin po nitong n sub 1, n sub 2 na to? These are the objects that have identical, yung may mga kaparehas. Okay, try natin. Kayo naman, mathletes. Ayan. Try natin. Kayo naman, mathletes. There are 2 cans. Ayan, naririnig pa po ba ako? Ayan, there are 2 cans of orange juice, 3 cans of lemonade, and 5 cans of iced tea in a cooler. In how many ways can these drinks be consumed by a customer? Sige nga, try tayo. In the chat box, how many number of drinks do we have? Ayan, listening po from San Mariano National High School, DepEd Isabela, si Jao Daveson. Ayan. From this problem, how many drinks do we have? If you're done solving, you may send it in our chat box. Ayan, yung lemonade daw ay, ayan, we have 2 orange juice, sabi ni Regine. May 3 lemonade, may 5 iced tea. O ilan lahat ng drinks na meron tayo? All in all, we have correct. We have 10 drinks po, sabi ni Angela. Okay, sino kaya ang may sagot na? Pwedeng gumamit ng calculator, mathletes? So how can we have or how can we form our working equation for this problem? So first step is to get 10 factorial. Solve for 10 factorial. Saan nanggaling yon? Yung 10 drinks na meron tayo all in all. And then we are going to divide it by the product of what? We have 2 factorial. Saan galing yung 2 factorial? Sa 2 cans of orange juice. Yan. So, permutation ng 2 cans of orange juice and then 3 factorial from the 3 cans of lemonade. And lastly, times 5 factorial from the permutation of 5 cans of iced tea. May sagot si Mia Miranda, 2,520. At ganun din si Faye Revilla. Okay, let's find out. So, simplifying, 10 factorial is 10 times 9 times 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is 3,628,800. While the product on our denominator, 2 factorial, 2 times 1, yun, di ba? 3 factorial, or simply 6, that is 3 times 2 times 1. And 5 factorial, that is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 120. Total product will be 1,440. And simplifying, very good mathletes, Kyle, Faye, and Regine, you got it correctly. That's 2,520. Or simply, there are 2,520 possible ways to consume the drinks. Madali lang, di ba? Ayan. And last, second problem, or next problem, how many different 8-digit numbers can be written using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 5? So kapag ganito class, or mathletes, 8 factorial because the total number of digits are 8. Pero titingnan natin ano yung mga naulit na digits or na numbers. May identical si 4, may identical si 5. 2 beses ginamit ang 4, 3 beses ginamit ang 5. So that is divided by the product of 2 factorial and 3 factorial. So simplifying, we have 40,320 divided by 12, and that is 3,360. What does it mean? There are 3,360 different 8-digit numbers. Okay? And last for this, before we have the math more, Lisa has 3 vases in the same kind, and 2 candle stands of the same kind. In how many ways can she arrange these items in a line? Okay, mukhang mas madali itong problem na to. I-arrange niya in a line. 3 vases, 2 candle stands. So what will be our numerator, mathletes? Correct. That is 5 factorial kasi may 3 vases, may 2 candle stands. Tapos, merong 3 uri ng vases, magkakapareha sila. I mean, may 3 pirasong vases, magkakapareha sila, kakauri sila. May 2 pirasong candle stands at same kind din. So that is the product of 3 factorial and 2 factorial. Can you please simplify? What is 5 factorial divided by the product of 3 factorial and 2 factorial? 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That is 120. And then the product of 3 factorial and 2 factorial, yan, 12. So what is the answer for this problem? In how many ways can Lisa arrange these items in a line? Very good, Gerald. There are 10 ways. Okay, now that we have learned about this distinguishable permutation of identical objects, let's call Tutor Ruel kasi meron pa siyang ituturo sa atin. Tutor Ruel? Ayan, mukhang malinaw naman. Kung malinaw, sige nga, press 2 while we are waiting for Tutor Roel. Kindly press 2 in the chat box kung malinaw ang topic natin about distinguishable permutation of identical objects. Ayan, sabi ni Gerald, clear by typing or pressing 2. Thank you, Gerald. Regine? Who else? Yan, si Angela. Yan na. So, for our maths more, this will be for Tutor Roel. Tutor Roel? Okay, so while we are waiting for Tutor Roel, let me start. So, maths more. Sabi natin, pag-uusapan din natin ang circular permutation. You will observe that our previous examples are all linear in nature. Ina-arrange lang siya by row, pinagsusunod-sunod lang siya in a line formation. But there are also some arrangements which are circular or pabilog. Yun naman yung nature niya. For example, uupo ka sa round table, nandun ka sa campfire, o kaya meron kang necklace with different colored beads. So those are example of permutations that are circular in nature. At nandito na nga si Tutor Roel. Ayan. Tutor Roel?
Yes, thank you, Tutor Joy. Kumusta, athletes? Di ba madali lang yung permutation of identical objects? By the way, Tutor Joy, batiin ko lang yung mga athletes natin kasi this time, marami po yung mga nagpa-participate sa ating tutorial. So, hello sa'yo, Honey Grace, Monique, Angelica, Gerald, Tiana, Diana, Jay, Jana, Eliza, Junella. Also, nagpa-participate din si Irene, Angela, Kyle, Faye, Winnie, Jazz, John Paul, Regine, Precious, Kathleen, Tia, Jamie, Nino, and marami pang iba. So imagine, Tutor Joy, habang nagtuturo pa, nililis ako kung sino yung mga nagpa-participate sa atin today. Isa pa po, also to comment and to give thanks po sa bagong school na nagpa-participate din. We have Santa Cruz National High School from Binacud Campus. Wherein ang teacher po nila si Ma'am Cyril, Ma'am Almeya Beatriz. Also, meron din from San Mariano National High School, SDO Isabela. Ang math coach po nila ay si Teacher Maria Rose Roble. Hello, Ma'am. And also sa mga advisors din po nila, we have Teacher Lay, Lorelei, Teacher Jonaline, Teacher Janet, Teacher Zyril. Okay, hello po sa inyong lahat. Okay, athletes. Di ba madali lang po yung permutation of identical objects? Kasi ang gagawin, kung ilan yung objects, kukunin lang natin yung permutation niya. Pero, i-divide pa natin yon kung ilang objects yung naulit. Di ba ganun lang kasimple? Halimbawa, 5 factorial over, kung may dalawang object na naulit, 2 factorial. Kung may tatlo pa, 3 factorials. Tapos simplify. Ganun lang kadali. Now, what if in other scenario tayo, we have circular permutation. Yung mga nauna kasi, those are examples of linear permutation, like in a row, in a cell, in a line. So what if we have a circular permutation? Halimbawa, nasa round table or nasa necklace, yun yung sinabi ni Tutor Joy. So paano yung magiging solution yan? Sa tingin niyo, mathletes, madali lang ba? Di ba madali lang po yun? Okay. Ngayon, pag sinabing circular permutation, that is the number of ways of counting associated with the circular arrangement. So, hindi na lang nasa siya naka-linear arrangement, naka-circular arrangement. So, paano kaya yan? Sige nga, Tutor Joy, tingnan niya po natin. So, yan example ng circular permutation in a round table. So, halimbawa, suppose there are 5 pairs around a table to be occupied by 5 persons. We have A, B, C, D, and E. Now, in how many ways can they arrange themselves? So, paano kaya yan isosolve? Kung athletes, remember, these 5 persons, we have A, B, C, D, and E, can arrange themselves in 5 factorial ways. Tama naman. Ano yun? 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 ways. Kaya lang, if they are arranged in a row, kaya lang yung problem natin, naka-circular table. So, there is a start and there is an end. Pero in a circular table, walang start, walang end. Kasi paikot-ikot lang yun. So, paano kaya yan isa-solve? So, kung titignan nyo, sa isang linear or sa isang row, we have 5 seats. So, i-multiply lang natin yung 5 factorial. So, paano kapag nasa circular table? Yan yung simulation natin. So, ang mangyayari, sa first seat, ang gagawin natin, pwedeng yan yung starting point, mag-a-assign tayo ng isang person na uupo dyan. So, it will be designated to one person. Halimbawa, ibibigay natin yung seat na yan kay D. Ngayon, kung dyan magsisimula yung arrangement natin kay set D, yung second seat natin, ilan yung pwedeng umupo? So, we have 4 possible choices na pwedeng pagpilian kung sino yung uupo sa second seat. Tama ba? Okay. Now, how about the third seat? Paano kaya yan? Sa third seat, ilan na lang po? Hello po sa iyo, Jude Michael, watching from Masugit Seat, Banalo National High School, SDO, Batangas. Hello rin, Faye, Hannah Grace, and Keith. So again, sa third seat natin, ilan na lang? Kung sa second seat natin, halimbawa si person B yung umupo, sa third seat natin, sino na lang yung pwedeng umupo dyan? Tutor Joy, sino na lang kaya? So may tatlo na lang. It's either si A, si C, or si E. Diba? O halimbawa, sa third seat ang pwedeng umupo si A. Sa fourth seat natin, sino na lang yung pwedeng umupo dyan? May dalawa na lang. Sino yon? Si C or si E. Diba? Dalawa yung pwedeng umupo dyan. Dalawa yung pipilian natin. And kapag pinili natin si person E, may isa na lang na natitira para sa fifth seat. Sino kaya yon? Si person C. O ngayon, ano yung magiging permutation natin dyan? So if you will observe, sa first seat, 1 person only. And ang sa second seat natin, 4 yung pwedeng umupo. Times third seat, 3. So 1 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Or in short, that will be 4 factorial. Diba? Why 4 factorial? Kasi ang 4 factorial po, that is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And what is 4 factorial? Not least. Sige nga, ano ang 4 factorial? By the way, pwede nyo i-ready yung calculators po ninyo in solving this. You may have your pen and paper, tapos calculator para mas madali, hindi kayo mahirapan. Pero much better kung walang gagamitin na calculator, di ba? Pwede mag-solve manually. Okay na okay yon. Sabi ni Regine, 24 ways daw po. Same with Rainier, Archie, Regine, and Gerald. Sige nga, tingnan nga natin, Tutor Joy, ilan kaya yung number of ways or arrangement? So, there are 24 ways to arrange 5 people in a round table. Na kung ma-observe po ninyo, di ba pwede rin namang 5 factorial or 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Why 4 factorial? Ito yung reason niya. Sige, ano yung reason natin dyan? Okay. If you will observe, we will analyze the situation using the illustration. Ito yung possible arrangement sa round table, athletes. Okay. Ayan, may mga assignment kung sino yung nakaupo. We have A, B, C, D, E. Tapos yung arrangement niya pwedeng clockwise or counterclockwise. Anong na-observe po ninyo sa unang illustration, ikalawa, ikatlo, ikaapat, at ikalima? Ano yung na-observe mo sa arrangement po nila? Sige nga, tingnan nga natin yung mga comments. Tama po, 24 ways, Ivan, yung number of arrangements. Thank you din, Regine, Kiana, Ihali ngayon. Anong na-observe nyo? Doon po sa arrangement, doon sa features ni 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Anong na-observe nyo sa arrangement? Sa pagkakaupo ni A, B, C, D, at E. Equal lang ba sila? Pareho lang po ba sila? Pareho lang ba kaya? Okay, kung mapapansin po ninyo, pareho lang yung arrangement. Kaya lang sa ibang angle, sa ibang view, mukhang magkaiba. Pero yung pagkakasunod-sunod po nila, pareho lang. Tama ba? So again, notice that the 5 arrangements are all the same but in different angles or views. Diba po? The arrangements are just rotating clockwise or counterclockwise. Therefore, there are 5 times as many as it should be. So, parehong arrangement ang mapapansin natin na pareho lang. Kung may 5 times na pareho lang, ang gagawin natin, i-divide natin yon sa 5 factorials. Ano yung magiging solution niya? So, it can be P is equal to 5 factorial. Bakit 5 factorial? 5 yung uupo at 5 na seats. Divide it natin by 5. Bakit 5? 5 beses na ulit yung isang arrangement. Now, ang 5 factorial, pwede siya maging 5 times 4 factorial over 5. Makakancel yung 5. Ano yung natira? 4 factorial na lang. So, what is 4 factorial? 24. Ngayon, anong napansin po ninyo? From 5 objects or persons, naging 4 factorial. Anong napansin po ninyo? Ano kaya magiging formula natin dyan? Sige nga. So, sabi ni Regine, nagpapaikot lang sila ng upo, so nagpapalit lang. So, dahil nagpapaikot lang ng upo, so yung arrangement, i-divide natin yung by 5. So, pareho lang, equal lang. Sabi ni Harchi naman, parang circular po yung flow ng arrangements na pwedeng umupo. Yung circular, kasi paikot yung round table natin. Sabi naman ni, okay, hello Denise and Danica. Okay, hello rin Jennifer from Kuliat High School. O, kung mapapansin po ninyo, from 5 persons, magiging 4 factorial yung gagamitin nating solution. In short, ang circular permutation, that is, if n objects are arranged in a circle, then there are n factorial over n, or yung isang formula, pwede maging n minus 1 factorial permutations of the n objects around the circle. Ulitin natin. Pag may 5 objects na i-arrange sa isang circular rotation, so ang mangyari, magma-minus 1 lang tayo. Kung 5 yon, minus 1, 4 factorials. Kung 10 yung uupo sa round table, paano ang solution niya? Magiging siyang 10 minus 1, 9 factorial. Kung 7, 7 minus 1, 6 factorial. Okay po, madali lang bang athletes? Diba, sobrang dali lang sa circular permutation. Pero, if you will observe in some reference, in some modules, there are different situations po under circular permutation na hindi pwedeng gamitin yung formula na yun. Okay, pero yung focus muna natin, ganito muna, para di kayo malito. Okay po? So basta in a circular permutation, in a round table, magma-1 lang tayo sa kung ilan yung uupo. Okay po, na walang masyadong restriction. O sige nga, example tayo, Tutor Joy, para makuha ng mga mathletes natin. O mathletes, ito yung example. Ready your pen, paper, and scrap paper para isolve po ito. Kapag may sagot na, pwedeng-pwede na i-comment dito sa ating comment box. So, mathletes, 10 Boy Scouts to be seated around a campfire. How many ways can they be arranged? Again, may 10 Boy Scouts na uupo around a campfire. So, ilan kaya yung possible arrangement sa kanila? Sige, tingnan nga natin. Yung mga maths natin, alam ko, nag-solve sila at this moment. Kaya kung mag-send ko muna si Rupert Paul, si Ellie Pilayo, si Andrew Villaluz, and Catherine Alikaway. Hello sa inyo, watching from Culiat High School. Hello po, Ma'am S.P. Ventura. Okay. So, mathletes, ano kaya yung magiging solution dyan? Since naka-circular arrangement sila, ang mangyayari, Tutor Joy, will be this one. May 10. N is equal to 10 Boy Scouts. Ang solution natin will be this one. Bakit ganyan? Sabi, yung unang formula, n factorial over n. Since ang n natin ay 10, that is 10 factorial over n, which is 10. Ang 10 factorial para lang siyang 10 times 9 factorial. Hindi muna natin sinimplify na times 9, times 8, times 7. Ang ginawa natin dito, kinansel lang muna natin yung 10. O now, what is now 9 factorial? Gamit yung calculator, pwede. 9, tapos shift, factorial symbol, equal sign, lalabas with 362,880. Kung walang calculator, pwede manually, 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. Ano yung isang formula, Tutor Joy? That is P is equal to n minus 1 factorial. Ilan si n? That is 10. 10 minus 1, that is 9. And 9 factorial is also 362,850. Oh, nakuha ba? Okay, very good po. Nasolve po ni Honey Grace, Archie, Yana, Regine, same with Rayaninia. Hello sa iyo, Joffel. Thank you din. Congrats po, Jonard. Diba? Ang galing. So, nasolve po natin agad. How about another example? Sige nga, Tutor Joy, another example tayo. Mathletes, how many seating arrangements are possible for 7 people at a round table? So, sa round table, halimbawa, location, may 7 seats. It will be assigned to 7 people. Ano kaya yung possible number of arrangements para sa kanila? Sige, ilan yung n natin dyan? Kung may 7 people, our n is 7. Sige nga, mathletes. Kung we have 7 people na i-arrange sa round table with 7 seats, ilan kaya yung number of arrangements? Sige nga, try tayo mag-solve. Hello, David Adams, watching from Culiat High School. Hello, Gerald Harchi. Sabi ni Gerald, 720 ways. Same with Honey Grace and Harchi. Oh, very good. Tingnan nga natin. How about yung iba? Alam ko, nag-solve pa yung iba. Rayaninia, 720 ways also. Okay. Ilan kaya? O, yung ibang mathletes natin dyan. By the way po, reminder, yung mga nag-participate kanina, yung mga nag-comment, huwag po kayong mahihiyang mag-comment this time. Okay lang po magkamali. So hindi naman tayo perfect. Okay lang na magkamali. Okay lang mag-try. Di ba po? Kasi sa pagka-try, yung kukuha natin, nalalaman natin kung paano isolve yung mga bagay. Di ba? So mathletes, kahit magkamali, okay lang. Don't mind it. Try natin isolve, intindihin yung mga example. Okay, Tutor Joy, ano kayong solution natin dyan? Ito na. We have n factorial over n. May 7. In short, 7 minus 1, that is 6 factorial, is equivalent now to 720. Very good. Tama ang mga sagot ng mathletes natin. So therefore, there are 720 possible seating arrangements. Okay, now mathletes. Ready na ba kayo ngayon? This time sa ating quick check challenge. Okay, Tutor Joy, alam kong ready na po sila. And what is now our quick check challenge question number 1? Okay, Tutor Joy, ano po yung question number 1 natin? Sige nga po. Tutor Joy, what is
Okay.
number 1?
So here po. So for the first quick check challenge, naku, mukhang easy sa kanila, Tutor Roel. What
Yes.
concept is involved when the letters of the word fair taken for at a time equals 24?
Okay, ano kayong sagot dyan? Is it A, combination? B, FPC? Kung tatandaan nyo, FPC stands for FCP po yan, fundamental counting principle. Letter C, permutation, and letter B, probability. Tingnan nga natin yung mga comments ng ating mathletes. Okay, sabi ni Honey Grace, letter C. Sabi ni Rinyo, B. Mathletes, ano kayong sagot dyan? Ilan o anong concept yung ina-apply dyan? Sabi ni Rinyo, C. Daven, C. Okay, Tutor Joy, ano po kayong tamang sagot? Okay, well done. Very good. Letter C, permutations. Okay, now this time, how about quick check challenge number 2? Tutor Joy, ano po yung tanong?
Here, sir.
Okay, so number 2 natin, in how many ways the letters of the word running be arranged? Again, in how many ways the letters of the word running be arranged? Is it A, 5,040, B, 2,520, C, 1,260, or letter D, 840? Tutor Joy, ano po yung mga sagot nila? Sino-sino po yung mga sumagot at ano po yung sagot nila? Sige nga.
Ayan, mukhang solving pa sila, Tutor Roel. Ayan.
Okay.
Sige. Ang last answer dito yung kanina sa number 1.
For number 2,
Ayan. For Faye, ang sagot niya, Tutor Roel, ay B. What about the others?
tatandaan lang po ha, ilan yung letters dyan? We have R, U, N, N, I, N, G, 7 letters. It will be divided by kung ilan yung mga nauulit. Tandaan, yung letter N, naulit siya 3 times. Therefore, 7 factorial will be divided by 3 factorial. Yung letter R, U, I, N, G, no need nang ilagay sa denominator as 1 factorial, di ba? Isang beses lang naman sila nilagay. So kung isang beses lang, that is 1 factorial. And 1 factorial is equal to 1. So kahit huwag nang ilagay sa solution, ang ilalagay na lang yung more than 1 time na ulit. And that is letter N, which is 3 times. Sige, Tutor Joy, baka may mga ibang sumagot pa. Sino-sino kaya sila?
Ayan, sumagot din si Minya, B. B din kay Michael, kay Daven Adams. Princess is B. Si Gerald, B. Si Pia, B. Si Kiana, B. Ganun din kay Dansalan Ramos, B. Kay Kyle, B. Si Honey, D. Regine, B. Josh, B. Kiana, Rina, Gerald, Nia, Nina, D. Ganun din si Kiana. Si Angelica, B. So, merong magkaiba, sir. B and D ang sagot nila.
Okay, B and D, pero medyo marami yung B. Siguro, Tutor Jig, nalito lang sila, di ba po? Again, mathletes, not 2, we have 7 letters. 7 letters yan, that is 7 factorial. But still, to be divided by 3 factorial. Bakit 3 factorial? May 3 letter N to dyan. And 7 factorial over 3 factorial ay pareho lang ng 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. Yung 3 factorial cancel. Kaya ang 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 ay equal to letter G, 840. Okay lang yan. Kung nagkamali this time, okay lang po. At least this time, alam niyo na how to solve number 2. Okay po? Huwag kakalimutan. Tutor Joy, what is question number 3?
Okay, question number 3 is here.
Okay, there are 4 identical green flags, 2 identical white flags, and 2 identical red flags. Using all 8 flags, how many signals can be made? So, ilan yung arrangement ng signals yung mapo-form gamit yung 8 flags? Is it A, 252? Or letter B, 420? Pwede kayong letter C, 800? Or letter D, that is 1,680. So again, ilan yung number of flags, athletes? May 8. So that is 8 factorial. Kaya lang, may mga nauulit, may mga identical object. We have 4, 2, and 2. So yun yung magiging denominator po natin. Okay? Ano kaya yung sagot for number 3? Basahin nga natin yung mga questions. Ano yung sagot number 3? Sabi ni Jonard, okay, sabi ni Daven, letter C. Same with Rhea Nina, letter C. Siguro Tutor Joy, nagsusolve pa po sila at this moment. O, diba? Again, for number 3, that is 8 factorial kasi may 8 flags. Ang denominator po ninyo will be 4 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. Diba? So, pwedeng gumamit ng calculator this time kasi medyo mahaba yung solution natin. Ano kaya yung sagot? Number 3. Nakakita na ako ng tamang sagot sa comment box. Very good, Kiana, Rainiel, Rheanina, Mia, Angelica, Rainiel for answering. And the correct answer is letter B, 420. O diba? Kung yung number 2 hindi nyo nakuha, number 3 nakuha nyo na kasi alam nyo na how to solve this one. Diba? Okay, very good. Now, how about number 4? What is quick check challenge number 4? Sa number 4 po natin, how many 6-digit numbers can be made using the digits from 9, 4, 4, 3, 4, and 2? Ilan kaya yung number of arrangements? How many 6-digit numbers? Is it A, 720? Or B, ano yung letter B natin? 360? How about letter C, 120? Or letter D, that is 60. Again, for number 4, ilang 6-digit numbers ang mapo-form? O, ilang numbers ang nandyan? We have 9, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2. We have 6. O, athletes, that is 6 factorial. Sa mga digits na yan, sa mga numbers na nandyan, ilan yung mga ano-ano yung nauulit? So, isang digit lang yung nauulit and that is number 4 or digit 4. Ilang beses? 3. Ang divisor natin will be 3 factorial. Tingnan nga natin. Sabi ni Angelica, Revis, Gerald, Regine, Faye, Gerald, Angelica, Kiana, Princess. Letter C. Okay, and now the correct answer for number 4 ay letter C. Very good. That is 6 factorial over 3 factorial or 6 times 5 times 4. Yung tatlong numbers lang ita-times natin kasi na-cancel na yung 3 factorial. 6 times 5 times 4 is 120. Ang galing, di ba? Hindi nakuha yung 2 pero yung 3 and 4 nakuha na. Siyempre yung number 5, makukuha pa yan. And Tutor Joy, what is question number 5? Ito na, ang number 5 natin. In how many ways can 8 people be seated around a circular table? Yung second, third, and fourth po natin ay naka-linear in nature. Pero how about number 5, naka-circular arrangement? Is it A, 362,880? Is it letter B, 40,320? Is it C, 5,040? Or letter D, 720? Athletes, may 8 people. Ngayon, ano yung formula natin dyan? I-arrange sila sa round table. So kung may 8, simply subtract 1 sa 8, magiging 7, and get 7 factorial. O Mathletes, ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Sige nga, sabi ni Rhea Nina, C. Angelica, D. Rainiel, C. Harchi, C. Kiana, C. Gerald, C. Daven, C. Princess, D. Regine, D. Okay, Kiana, C. Joanne, Ibo, letter D. Okay, ano kaya? May C, may letter D. So, for number 5, again, that is 8 minus 1 factorial. So, that is 7 factorial. And the answer for number 5 ay letter, Tutor Joy, letter C, 5,040. Bakit po? That is 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And that is 5,040. O Mathletes, so 1 to 5, nakailan po kayo? Ilan kaya yung nakuha nyo? Again, okay lang kung hindi naka-perfect 5 this time. Next week, alam ko, mas makukuha nyo pa yung lesson natin. Diba? Okay, Tutor Joy, nakailan kaya sila? Okay, tingin ko
Ayan,
po.
may 5/5, sir, from Gerald.
Yeah, very good.
Perfect.
Si
Ganun din si
Harchi,
Honey.
yes. Same with Ria Nina, 5. Revis, 3. Okay lang po yan. Faye, 3/5. Okay na okay lang po yan. At least we try, di ba po, in solving the problem. Sigurado ako next time, mas mataas pa yung makukuha natin. Very good. Harchi, Jonard, Gerald, Pia, Handy Grace, Regine, Riniel, Janina, Revis, Kiana, and Faye. Di ba po, ang gagaling. O now, since nakuha niyo na ang quick check challenge natin, ibibigay naman sa inyo ni Tutor Joy ang ating Math Challenge of the Week. Tutor Joy, ano ang Math Challenge of the Week po natin?
Ayan, so excited na ako ibigay ang week challenge natin for week number 2. So this is our Math Challenge of the Week, Mathletes. Paki-take note. Alam kong kayang-kaya nyo to because you are #matibay. Eto po, a department store sells 3 same jackets, 3 same shirts, 2 same ties, and 2 same pairs of pants. How many different suits consisting of jacket, shirt, tie, and pants are possible? Pag alam na ang sagot, isulat lang ang inyong solution, final answer, at syempre samahan nyo ng inyong pangalan, school, at name ng teacher ninyo. At huwag kakalimutang i-post with hashtags Math10Challenge, #TutorOfHeal, #TutorRoel, and #TutorJoy.
Yes, thank you, Tutor Joy. For this time, maraming Mathletes.
TutorRoel.
Di ba po? Sa ating Math Challenge of the Week. Di ba? Alam ko, madali lang itong masasagutan po ninyo. At the same time, maraming Mathletes na yung nagpa-participate po sa atin dito. Again, hello po sa lahat ng Mathletes from Santa Cruz National High School, San Mariano National High School, Cupis National High School, Ocampo National High School, hello Ma'am Eva, sa Antipolo National High School. Di ba po? And also, Mathletes natin from all over the Philippines, sa Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Siguro yung iba, naiiya lang i-comment kung saan sila. Di ba, Tutor Joy?
Yes, mukhang yung iba hindi pa nga po nagko-comment, sir. So shout out din po sa aking mother unit, Caloocan National Science and Technology High School. Some of my co-faculty and some of my students are watching right now. So huwag mahiyang mag-comment. At syempre, shout out din po kay Sir Joel from Casio Calculators Philippines, mga nanonood din sa atin ngayon, sir. Tutor Roel.
Yes. And also, lahat ng teachers sa SDO Camarines. Hello po, Ma'am Ida, Ma'am Gudoy, Ma'am Eva, Sir Sola, lahat po ng teachers, Mathletes. Next week, another math lesson will be unlocked. Alam ko, mas marami pa tayong makakasama sa ating Math Talino Day Friday. So once again, I'm Tutor Roel from SDO Camarines Sur, your math coach in Math 10. Tutor Joy?
And I am Tutor Joy from SDO Caloocan City, your math fairy, and always reminding you that learning math is more fun when you can see and appreciate its beauty. See you again next week!
Alam po.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!